The role Danny Trejo was forbidden to take. I still remember that phone call like it was yesterday. The tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Two of the biggest Chicano films in Hollywood history were about to collide, and I was caught right in the middle of it all. Picture this, it's the early 1990s, and I'm Danny Trejo, a former convict who somehow found his way into Hollywood through sheer determination and a face that screamed authenticity. I had just gotten off the phone with Taylor Hackford, the director who believed in me when nobody else would. He wanted me for Blood In, Blood Out, a role that would showcase the raw, unfiltered reality of Chicano street life. But then, another call came in. James Olmos, the legendary actor and director who had already made his mark with Stand and Deliver, was on the line. His voice was stern, businesslike, with an edge I'd never heard before. "Danny," he said, and I could feel the weight of his words before he even spoke them. "I need you to make a choice. You can either be in my film, American Me, or you can do Hackford's movie. But you can't do both." The silence that followed felt like an eternity. Here I was, a guy who had spent years behind bars, who had clawed his way out of the darkness, being forced to choose between two opportunities that could define my entire career. "What are you saying, Eddie?" I asked, though deep down, I already knew. "I'm saying if you choose Blood In, Blood Out, you're out of American Me. Period. No negotiation. No discussion." My heart was pounding. This wasn't just about two movies, this was about loyalty, respect, and the very foundation of who I was as a man. Taylor Hackford had been there for me first. He saw something in me when I was just another ex-con trying to make it in an industry that typically wouldn't give someone like me a second glance. I thought about all those years in prison, all those nights wondering if I'd ever amount to anything. I thought about the kids on the streets who looked like me, who needed to see themselves represented authentically on screen. Both films were important, but one director had already shown faith in me. "Eddie," I said, my voice steady despite the storm raging inside me, "I can't turn my back on Taylor. He gave me my shot first. That's not who I am." The line went quiet for a moment. Then, Olmos spoke with a finality that sent chills down my spine. "Then you've made your choice, Danny. Don't expect to work with me." The phone went dead. I sat there in the silence, wondering if I had just made the biggest mistake of my life. Had I just thrown away a chance to work with one of the most respected Chicano actors in Hollywood? Was I crazy to stick with loyalty over opportunity? But as the days passed and I dove into preparing for Blood In, Blood Out, something incredible happened. The role became more than just a part, it became a piece of my soul. Every line, every scene, every moment on that set felt like I was telling not just my story, but the story of countless others who had walked the same dark paths I had. When Blood In, Blood Out hit theaters, it didn't just become a movie, it became a cultural phenomenon. It spoke to generations of Chicanos who finally saw their reality reflected on the big screen without apology or sanitization. The film became a classic that people quote to this day, a touchstone for authentic Latino storytelling. Meanwhile, the feud with Olmos became Hollywood legend. Two titans of Chicano cinema, locked in a battle of wills over a single decision. Some said I was foolish. Others said I showed true character. Looking back now, I know I made the right choice. Not because Blood In, Blood Out became the success it did, but because I stayed true to the values that had carried me through the darkest moments of my life. Loyalty isn't just a word, it's a way of living, a code that defines who you are when everything else falls away. That phone call, that impossible choice, that moment when I had to decide between opportunity and integrity, it all led me to become the man I am today. Sometimes the roles we're forbidden to take are the ones that set us free. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more incredible stories to come.